Mark.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm calling you Mark.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine today.
Mark, um, let you're an American actually.
Yes.
I
Well,
want you to tell a story. Why did you come to Israel? When did you come to Israel? And how did you end up being in Kibbutz Moran? And after answering that, I have some more questions for you.
it's. I don't want to say it's a long story. I'll try to be as concise as possible. We've spoken about this in the past. My first trip to Israel was in 1976. I had almost finished the university, and I decided that I wanted to see the world. And I came with a backpack on my back and with very nice long hair. And I went to a kibbutz, an older kibbutz, one of the first kibbutzim, and I was very impressed. I was looking for a communal way of life.
To
Don't
be in a community.
Yeah, don't forget we were going through this in the states. We were going through a tremendous upheaval. It was the years of 1968, 69, the Vietnam War. A lot of the cultural changes were taking place in the states, and young people were looking for alternatives, and I was one of them. And I decided to just get on a plane, and I came to Israel, and I was here for 6 months, and I spent my time with some very good people, and after 6 months, went back to Europe, and I continued, and then I came back to the States. I actually got back to the States with 30 cents in my pocket. That's all I had. But in the interim, just going down leaving the plane and the people who were meeting me at the airport, I already knew the moment I stepped down into JFK that I was coming back to Israel. I
So how
just,
did you arrive
I just,
here
well,
in the far north?
Well, for the next 2 years, I was working in Manhattan, having a lot of fun. But I knew at the end of it, after 2 years, in 1979, I would be coming back, and that's when I made Aliyah, meaning I'm coming back to Israel as a citizen, and that's when that whole journey began. I actually started in Jerusalem. That's where I learned some basic Hebrew. And then from Jerusalem, I went to a kibbutz on the southern border today, Kerem Shalom,
Yes.
which you know,
But why did you go to a kibbutz and not just live in the city? What was
because
so interesting about it? Do you
be,
really wanted a community to?
a lot of people thought, being the New Yorker that I am, they would ask me, what. First of all, they asked me, "What are you doing in Israel?" That was number one. And if they're on the kibbutz, but you're in Israel, and what are you doing on a kibbutz? Because people had this idea of a New Yorker being slick, full of money, and ruling the world. And I said, no, I'm different. I just have a different attitude. And I didn't want to get into my socialistic leanings that I have, and you know that I have them. And I believe that there was other ways of doing things. Capitalism wasn't showing itself off in a proud manner. And it's not, again, today we're seeing what happens, and it's only proven to me that essentially I think I was right about my feelings about coming to a kibbutz and sharing the idea of what you can do, not based on how much money you make, about what you can do for creating community.
So when did you? By leading that, what was your first role here in the? Well, how did you arrive here? And
Okay,
what was your first role over here?
while on the kibbutz Kerem Shalom in the south, I served in the army, and then after that, I decided with your mother to go to Tel Aviv. We decided to go to Tel Aviv. We spent some time in Tel Aviv, the big city. And then again, I realized that this is not what I really want in terms of this urban type of culture where people certain rat race, if you want to call it. And then we decided to look for settlement, to go back. We weren't sure if we wanted to go to a moshav or a kibbutz.
What year did you come here?
Well, actually, we went to the kibbutz offices, and
Oh,
sure enough, we just went and we filled out an application. And who was sitting there at the time? Yuda.
okay.
Yuda, who's been
Yes.
here, he'll be here a long, long time. And for some reason, he saw us sitting outside, and secretly went inside into the inner office and told the people in charge, those two young people sitting outside, that couple, they're coming to Kibbutz Moran.
Really?
He's sort of like it was predestined, and then he started speaking to us, and we set up a date, and we came here. We did a roundabout with him, and sure enough, your mother and I were impressed, and we were thinking about forward looking into creating a family, and we said, okay. I originally, though, I have to be honest with you, I wanted to go to the Arava, and I wanted to go to the Negev. I didn't want a mountain range in front of me or a mountain range in back of me. Kibbutz Moran sits in a valley, Bikat Betekerem, the valley of the olive orchards, and on the upper side, that's the upper Galilee, and on the lower side, it's the beginning of the lower Galilee.
Yes.
And I've had
Very unique place.
Yeah.
So, Mark, thank you very much for this first video. It was
Okay.
very nice, and I hope to hear from it from you more the next video.
I think so.
So, thank you very much.
Okay, well, it's nice talking to you, and again, we'll be talking.
The next video. Thank you.